All right, Jacksonville Jaguars at the Pittsburgh Steelers. We got Mark Brunell against Cordell Stewart here.
Slash.
How's that?
Love it.
Like it's 1997.
Slash, just another one of those Chicago Bears quarterbacks of the 2000s.
Yes, he was. Bears legend, Cordell Stewart. Jaguars favored by 2.5 against the 4-2 Steelers. Maybe a playoff preview here, Sam. 5-2 Jags against the 4-2 Steelers.
Could well be. So one of the things that Pittsburgh did last week in particular, we've been saying this whole thing, this all season, right? It's like the offense stinks, the scheme stinks, but every now and again you're just going to get the ball to George Pickens and he'll make a play because he's George Pickens.
Yes.
So one of the differences is they've started kind of giving him the ball on more. They're not just doing it on the sideline, right? It's not just like, here's a go, here's a back shoulder, here's a comeback. They've actually started hitting him over the middle, which is that area that offense doesn't target ever. And suddenly that's where you get all these yak plays from George Pickens. Like he is capable of making plays after the catch and generating some separation when you give him another place to turn, right? Part of the reason George Pickens doesn't tend to separate that much on the outside is because teams know facing this offense, he's not going to break inside. So you're only defending like 3 routes. So it's a hell of a lot easier to shut down separation when you don't have to factor in what if he turns inside and I'm screwed. That's off the table. I don't need to factor that in. So I'm only defending like a screen, a go, and a comeback. And that's it. So
and his run blocking.
Yes.
You never know he's just going to
pop you in the face. Yeah. But now they're actually running him on in-breaking routes, which I think, number one, gives you the possibility of catch and run opportunities and big plays that way. But number two, I think also helps him with the other stuff because now as a corner, you have to factor in what if this is an in-breaking route, not just an out-breaking route.
No, I like it. I mean that's part of the reason why Pickens looks a little faster, and because there's a lot of talk this week about yak against expectation, and ESPN's metrics and everything.
Yak X.
Yeah, there you go, or X-yak.
X-yak. Well, that's expected yak. That's not yak.
When you're catching back shoulders, the yak expectation's 0, right? Pretty much, or
right.
1, right? You're there. That's not a run after the catch opportunity, and that's been a lot of Pickens' game. Or if you're just catching jump balls or whatever, you're not expected to pick up anything after the fact. But when you're playing in space, you're playing with two-way goes, you have more opportunities, and Pickens has looked good in those situations. I think all that said, Pittsburgh should lean into that a little bit more as much as possible. Jags are fat. So interesting difference here, using PFF grades, all part of your PFF Plus package. The Jags have the number 1 coverage grade in the NFL right now. Did you know that? Number 1. But they're only 29th in pass rush grade. So coverage is good, pass rush low. Steelers are the opposite. One of the best pass rushing grades, one of the lowest coverage grades. So it's a good balance here. Why are the Jags the way they are? It's Josh Allen and just not enough other consistency there. But they've done a really nice job, other than the Texans game in particular. The Jags have done a really nice job of limiting pretty good offenses, whether it was Buffalo, Kansas City, making life different. They contested every pass, seemingly, against the Saints. So as much as I was trashing the Saints offense, how much of that's the Jags defense, just making life difficult? And then the Steelers rushed the passer pretty well with TJ Watt, with Alex Highsmith, and Keanu Benton from the middle as a rookie, disruptive interior pass rusher. But coverage unit for Pittsburgh's kind of been hit or miss. Mm-hmm. So there will be plays. So the Jags have the ability to mitigate the pass rush because Trevor Lawrence gets rid of the ball quickly. Fifth fastest time to throw in the NFL. And there should be some plays to be made for the Jags.
Josh Allen was an absolute force going up against a subpar offensive tackle. He's probably facing Broderick Jones, the rookie, who's been maybe better. Better than Dan Moore Jr., but not exactly a massive upgrade when it comes to pass blocking. Where is that in the kind of the meridian line of whether Josh Allen's going to have a monster day or not?
And on top of that, on the other side, it's TJ Watt against Anton Harrison. Is that right?
Yeah.
Still there. The rookie.
who's tied for the lowest number of total pressures allowed by a rookie tackle this season, him and DeJuan Jones.
Yeah, still has a 56 grade overall, though, and that's part of Lawrence getting rid of the ball quickly, helping that offensive line. So some nice matchups in the trenches here. At some point, though, the underlying metrics for Pittsburgh have to catch up to them, right? Just the baseline of
although
the pass game's not great.
Yeah.
The defense still isn't even that great on paper.
But if that element of, hey, we've discovered this cheat code, we can actually throw the ball into the middle of the field, this area inside the numbers, between the hash marks even. It's a whole area of the field. There's generally not that many players there. We can throw it right in there, and our fast receiver, who's their best playmaker, can actually catch the ball and then add even more yards to the play. This is like mind-blowing, right? If that is like an epiphany they've had, it kind of changes what the offense can do. If, however, it was just one random-ass week where this happened a few times.
No, they've done it throughout the season here.
But that was the biggest flaw in this offense, was like an insane reluctance to target the middle of the field, to the detriment of everything else that was happening.
All right, 2.5, man. Can the Jags cover this on the road?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll take Jacksonville. It's just crazy to me. Like, we might be looking at the Steelers being 5-2. I don't think they were the worst 11-0 team in history a couple of years ago. Or they'll be the underlying metrics for them being a 5-2 team probably won't look good, but they've got this knack for closing. But I'll take the Jags to cover this.
I need to read you a tweet.
Right now?
We don't need to spend time talking about it, but I feel like it's necessary to just get your head around this story for a second. Report. The Panthers are working out former Giants linebacker Blake Martinez, per Tom Palazzolo. Martinez briefly retired from the NFL to pursue trading Pokemon cards, but was permanently banned from doing so after he was accused of scamming people. It looks like he's making an NFL comeback. So he kind of quit linebacking because it turned out he had this very lucrative Pokemon trading company, which I imagine business is tough when you've been permanently banned from that business. So now what do you do when that's happened? Well, I guess I got to go back to linebacking again. Wow. Now we can continue.
No, that was worth it.
Yeah, see?
That was absolutely worth it.